Hello, everyone. How is everybody doing? Y'all, I know it's been 3 days, but y'all know I've been working. Okay, I have been working. When I ain't here, I'm still busy and working. But I was outside all this weekend, though. I was outside. Yeah, I had some fun. Um, and still been working because that's what I do. Um, I see Tyranny, the Black Barbie, Miss Nelly, Rita, Kay. Hello. Kay, it's my first time seeing you in here. How are you? Get back. Hey, Diane, Imperfect Angel, Kansas City Chiefette. I missed you guys too, the Black Barbie. Listen, I was outside Sunday. Ain't nobody block you. I can see you right now, inspired by 23. I was outside. I'm good. Thanks for asking. Hi, hey, Kimberly. Listen, I was outside Sunday. Okay, I was outside. Um, and I just been. Don't do not stop. And then just been working. Y'all know I works. I'm talking about even when I leave work, I'm behind the scenes, always doing something. Hey, Miss Keita, True Aquarius. We're gonna wait to let more people start coming in. Okay. Yeah, you guys, tonight, I am going to have Miss Betty Barnett on. Okay, of course, Miss Betty Barnett is Howard Barnett's mother. And of course, we've had his brother on, but I want to have his mom on because I want to give her the opportunity to talk about her son, to talk about his missing persons case. But what I like to do is when people are missing, I like to humanize them, right? Because oftentimes what we do is we kind of look at them as being someone that's on a poster, right? But Howard Barnett is a human being, okay? And had a family, had a life. And so that's why we get their loved ones on here to speak about how they were, who they were, what type of people they were, um, just the circumstances that they may know about surrounding his missing persons case. He was a son, a father, a businessman, a brother. He was all those things, right? And so we get those that love them. We like for people to know when people go missing, they are loved. You have people's lives that are affected by people that go missing, and oftentimes they, hey, we may forget about it. People may forget about it. It's been 2017, but the family never forgets about it. They're always thinking about their loved ones, and it's nothing like having someone that's missing and you don't know what happened, especially if it's your child, right? You don't know what has happened to them. And so I'm getting ready to bring her up. I see her in the backstage now. And so I'm going to bring her up and introduce her and all of those good things. Hold on. I'm getting ready to bring her up now.
What?
Hello.
Hello? Can you hear something?
Yeah, I can hear you. I just brought you all up.
Hold on. Oh.
Hold on, you guys. I'm going to
Oh.
introduce her.
Say something.
Hello?
Hey, how are you?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm doing really well. I brought you up on the show. We're live, and I wanted
Okay.
to introduce you to everyone. Everyone, this is Miss Betty Barnett. This is Howard Barnett's mother. How have you been?
I've been doing good. How everybody doing?
They're saying hello in the chat. Of
Oh,
course, I wanted to talk to you about, of course, your son Howard Barnett.
yes.
The type of the type of person that he was. What was he like? Like I said, like I was just saying when I was looking at you in the back studio. What I like to do is I like to humanize when people go missing. I like to
Uh-huh.
humanize them to let everyone know that human being. He was
True
a
that. True
father, a
that.
son, a businessman, a brother, a
Yes.
cousin, a friend. He was all of these things.
All of
But
them.
I want to give you the opportunity because you're his mother. Tell me, how was Howard growing up?
Growing up, he was bad as hell. But that was a typical boy, being a typical boy. But
Mm-hmm.
as he got older, he started getting better. But he was a sweet son, nice young man. I can't give him no problems with that.
Mm-hmm. Would you say that you all had a very close relationship?
Very, very, very close.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that was my firstborn.
Mm-hmm.
So we definitely had a commitment level on that hand. If
Okay.
he saw mama, I saw my son. Every time he see me, he hug me, say, "Mama, I love you." That was an everyday constant thing with us.
Would you say it was the same with his father? Because he
Oh
and his
yes,
brother
oh
both grew up
yes,
in the house with their mom and their dad. Am I right?
that's correct. That's correct. He was a
Okay.
he was a he was a daddy's boy.
Mm-hmm.
He loved his daddy more than anybody on this earth. Whatever his daddy needed, whatever his daddy needed, that's what he got. No questions asked,
Mm-hmm.
no hesitation. He was always there by his father's side.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. Um,
Yes.
what type of father would you say your son was?
He was the greatest father that I know of. Those two daughters of his had him wrapped around their little fingers. Whatever they wanted, it wasn't too much for daddy to go get it. And that's the way his kids came up. Daddy, 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 daddy. Whatever they said, daddy went out and got it. He said,
Mm-hmm.
I'm a daddy. I'm gonna be a daddy first, and then a buddy and a friend next. And he was always there for
Yeah. I was the
him. He was
when in
great.
the
He was
interview.
excellent.
Oh, just in the interview that I did with your son before,
Mhm.
last week, he speaks extremely highly. I could tell that he and his brother was very close to their parents.
Yes, yes, true that, true that, true that. I give them the prompts. Like that, those are the only two that the good Lord blessed me with, and I thank God. I always wanted a boy and a girl, but unfortunately, the good Lord didn't see fit. He gave me two boys, and I'm proud of both of my sons to this day.
Mm-hmm. They're
And
real handsome. Your sons are very handsome.
don't tell them that go this head, go that head. They get big heads real fast, real fast. I try not to tell them that. I say, y'all look all right, y'all do. Because I don't want them to be walking around here with a lopsided head. You understand that, don't you?
Yeah, I understand 100%. I understand.
Okay, that'll work.
Okay, tell me about like, do you remember the last day, the last time that you spoke with your son with Howard?
Yes, I do.
Mm-hmm.
That was the day that he went missing. That was the night that he went missing. That was the last time I spoke to him. He called me. He said, "Mama, what's up?" I said, "Nothing." He said, "What you want?" I said, "You know what I want." And he know what I wanted. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I wanted, my cigarettes to smoke. And he
Mm-hmm.
said, "Mama, I see you later. I'll be over there later on." But he never did show up.
Mm-hmm.
He never did come. That was the last time that I spoke to my son.
Was that unlike him not to come and
Very,
do something that he said he would do?
very unlikely. Whenever he
Mhm.
say he's gonna do something, he going to do it. And that was strange because, like I said, no matter what I ask him, he'll fuss. Sometimes he'll fuss at my mom. You don't need it, but he gonna go ahead on and do it anyway.
Mhm.
Because my son was the type of person, he'll give you the shirt off his back.
Mhm.
He was that open minded and free hearted. He would never say no to anybody. Somebody in need, he's gonna be there to help him out. So
Mhm.
that's why I can't understand, why this happened to him. Because you didn't have to do nothing, just ask my son. He'll give it to you.
Mhm.
But
Now
it's just some crazy folks.
it is definitely. I want to go
Hmm.
back a little bit to speak about him as a businessman. Did your son always, because we see that your son had got into, like doing taxes and all of that. Is
Taxes.
that
Yes.
is that
Yes.
something like growing up? Did you always know that he was like had like a he was like an astute type person? You knew that he was business orientated.
Well, he always have had a head on him far as
Mhm.
business wide. Because my son, he started working when he was at the age of 14 for UN Moving Service.
Mhm.
And he had jobs from then on. So he was always had a head strong about doing business, helping people out.
Mhm.
And I was proud of him when he got into the tax business. They had like 4 different locations, and they was doing good, real good. And I figure,
Mhm.
it was a lot of jealousy because of that. So I don't know.
Mhm.
But like I said, he was business strong.
Mhm. Because I saw where he was, and that's a booming business. He had even gotten into like the hair
Yes,
extension business.
yes, yes. That's true. Well, he didn't get into it. He bought the product and stuff, but his gal was the one that was doing it. But he was financially supporting her doing that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
he was the backbone.
To that situation. So
Right. Correct.
when did you realize that he was missing?
That night.
Baby.
The next. No,
Mhm.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The next day, because everybody that called and came over to the house, and they was going downtown searching for him because his phone. The last time his phone pinged was downtown somewhere on Bill Street, somewhere down there,
Yep.
on Jefferson Street, somewhere down there by the homeless shelter. And all his
Mhm.
friends and stuff was going down there looking in dumpsters, looking everywhere possible. And they came back and said they couldn't find him, couldn't locate him. Then that's when everything just started taking place. That's when his sister went, down there to do a missing report and flyers and all that stuff. So that was the day. And when they came back and told me, I couldn't do nothing but to break down because I didn't want to believe it.
Mhm. At
Yeah.
what point um did you know that he may have been in trouble? Like that something like that your heart sank, because sometimes people will they may go spend the night out. uh
Mm-mm.
was it that next day, or was it immediately right off the bat that night?
It was immediately because my grandbabies was in school and he was the one summer camp. He was the one to take them to summer camp, take their lunch. That's one thing he wouldn't miss activity with his girls.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I knew something was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it.
So
Because
you
he was
said.
always he was always there. When he said he was gonna be there, every day, because he used to take me to work every morning, pick me up. So, I know that was strange for my son not to come over to the house, not to do anything. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. um when the police were called, do you think, um in the very beginning, like the weight of it, the police being there, how were you feeling at that point? Was it surreal to you? Because I was looking at you on the news, and it was extremely heartbreaking. Do you believe that um, everyone was genuinely that was around him, to include the police, was genuinely early on at that point doing what they were supposed to do?
Yes, I do believe that.
Mm-hmm.
His friends came out of the woodworks. Family was always there, but his friends came over as hot as it was 100 degrees in July. They going door to door, passing out flyers, knocking on folks' doors, going down on the street, putting flyers up on utility posts. They was there. They was always supportive of him. So they did everything. They did everything that they possibly could do to help us.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Was there, okay, so a few days after he had been missing, of course, I know your son spoke about a video. Was there ever anything that was suspicious to you about the situation?
Mhm. Yes. Yes, it was because at the time when we had to go over there and clean up my son's house, the young lady that he was staying with, when we got there, all her clothes and stuff was gone.
Mm-hmm.
And that was sort of strange. Well, it was nothing in that house that belonged to her. It's like she vanished that same night and got the hell up out of there.
Mm-hmm.
And that was very strange for her to be with him 100% of the time. Every time you saw him, you saw her. He couldn't go nowhere without her tagging along like a little puppy.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, we go over there that day to move his furniture and get all his clothes. She was nowhere, not even a toothbrush of hers in the house. So that made me feel strange. Something like that happened. She knows something about it. That's the reason why she got her butt out there so quick.
Mm-hmm. Now I
That's just
remember,
my belief. That's just my belief.
right, that's just your belief, absolutely.
Mhm.
Now, um, I know it will be to hard to know, okay? Because
Mhm.
we don't know. None of us
Right.
know. That's why we're here. But what do you think? Um, First of all, let me just ask you this: do you think that your son had any enemies?
Not that I know of.
Mm-hmm.
Not to my knowledge. He didn't. Not to my knowledge.
Okay. So that do you think that this derived from, maybe like you said before, like from jealousy or possessiveness?
Yes. Yes. I do believe that. Because like I said, he was doing excellent with his tax service. And a lot of people couldn't understand or disapproved of the fact that he was finally getting up on his feet and doing well for himself and helping out his family.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a part of jealousy. That's what I do believe.
Okay.
Like I said, this is just my beliefs. I can't speak for nobody else, but this is just what mom is feeling.
Mm-hmm. So when his car was found
His
down in,
van,
yeah, his
his
van
van.
was
Hmm.
I think it was Moscow,
Tipton.
Okay, Tipton
Hmm.
County.
Hmm.
What happened on that day that you found that out?
Oh, I went crazy. I went the hell out crazy. Cause when the kids came over to the house and told me about that, I just broke down right there. I was in my dining room. I just broke down. It just went. I said, no, 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 no. It can't be. It can't be. It can't be.
Mm-hmm.
I I just really didn't want to relive this part, but I guess I have to.
Okay. Um. Um. We don't have to go through that. Um. So, as a mother,
Mm-hmm.
what? T- I guess because I want to make sure, you know, I know you're doing this as well as any mother, because I'm a mother too. Could be one.
Right.
I know I can say, well, are you okay? Well, of course I know you're not okay, because
Nope.
You don't know where your
Nobody.
child is.
I don't
But
know
as a
where he
mother,
is.
what would you like to see happen? What do you think? What do you want to see happen?
I like to see justice for
Mm-hmm.
me and my family. I like to know what happened to my son. Where is he? If there's any remainders left, we'd like to give my son a proper burying. We just want answer. We just want an end to this nightmare. It has been 8 long years. I haven't seen my son, heard his voice, or nothing. I just want justice. That's all I'm asking for. What else can a mother ask for? That's it. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
I
Um,
want people to speak up. Come out of the shadow. Just speak up. If you know something, tell it. Been 8 years, somebody got to know something about my son. What happened to my son? Somebody has to know.
yeah.
Jesus. Mm.
Well, of course, we have an update
Mm-hmm.
on his case. Of course, um, I had told your son that when I initially reached out, um, to the Memphis Police Department,
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea that because he had said that you all had been calling and calling and nobody was returning the call.
Responded. That's true.
Nobody was
That's true.
responding at all. And
That's
so
true.
when I called over there, I had no idea when I reached out to someone that they was going to say that the investigator had retired and he had been retired. And
Mm-hmm.
so what I did was I kind of stayed on it. Of course, what they was like, the young lady was like, "Oh my God, we haven't reassigned the case. We'll get it. We're going to get it. The lieutenant is going to reach out to you and going to get it assigned." And so when I called the lieutenant Monday, he was like, I had the file open. It's funny that you called. I'm looking over it right now. I'm reviewing everything. I'm going over
Right.
everything. And he says, I
Right.
promise I'll have someone on this case by Friday. And so,
Okay.
of course, I'm one of those ones that like to apply pressure because they already had dropped the ball. So when I
Yes.
called and talked to him today, he was like, of course, the update is the case has been reassigned to a new investigator, and they're
Okay.
going to reach out to you all on
Okay.
Friday to give you all a review, some updates, and all of that. And that would
Okay.
be the perfect opportunity for them to let you know the direction that they're
Right.
going in this case. And as I had told your
Mm-hmm.
son, this is sometimes, some things seem bad, but this could be a good thing when you're going back over it, when a new person is looking over everything with new eyes, with new
Right.
energy, and they're able
Right.
to see some things and dig into some things that may have been
Been
looked over,
overlooked.
right?
Yeah.
That
Right.
absolutely, absolutely. So, you know, your I want to talk about um your family,
Okay. Okay.
um what do you think has um kept you all sane?
God.
Mhm.
Nobody but God and prayer.
Mhm.
Those are the two main things because I pray every night, every day. Lord, I just want
Mhm.
to see my son. I just want to hear his voice. I don't close my eyes unless I pray. So prayer is the number one thing that's keeping us together.
Mhm.
That's the only thing I can give credit to is God and prayer. Because
I was
without him, baby, it had been many times I have broken down
Mhm.
in my bedroom, hit my head against the wall, crying myself to sleep. But I started praying, said, Lord, if thy will, give me the strength, give me the will to make this journey because I want to see my son one day. And
Mhm.
it's been rough, but let me tell you something, God is good.
Yes,
He
he
is
is.
merciful, he is kind, he is understanding, and he is loving. And like they said, God won't put no more on us than we can bear. And I'm a living witness. That's the only way I make it through the day. Like praying, giving God all the thanks and all the glory.
Mhm.
Mm. It's good though. It's good. It's good to have a father upstairs that can understand and know what you're saying. When once you tell him, God, it don't go back to nobody else. It stays right there. Ooh, every time I turn around, he keep blessing me. That's what I'm
Absolutely.
saying, baby. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Oh, I didn't mean to go this way, but you bringing up memories that I didn't want to go through, but I guess it was time.
Hmm.
God is good.
You know what I was telling your son? I said I was leaving work one day, and your son Howard came to my mind. I was sitting at a red light, and this must have been, and this was like I reached out to your son that night, so it must have been about 2 weeks ago. I'm trying to hold back tears too. I don't even know what's wrong with me. I'm trying to keep from crying. I'm such a crybaby. My mom said, "You always doing them shows, and then you get on there and get the boohoo, and you're supposed to be the host." I'm trying. My throat is big, but I was looking at I was at the red light,
Mhm.
and something said to me, you should do the show, talk about Howard Barnett, and then something said if there was ever a time to speak about him, now's
Right.
the time. I know that was the spirit of God, because we
Yes, it
had no
was.
idea that for almost 2 years and some change that these people didn't even have an investigator on the case. That's the reason why I know that had to have been God
Had
speaking
to
to.
be God, nobody but God. I'm gonna tell you, God is a miracle. He's a miracle worker.
Look,
He'll work
everybody
things
in the
out.
chat crying. Everybody, they said we all emotional. Everybody crying.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that, but you know, when your heart is filled, you got a testimony to tell. Because it's somebody else family going through the same thing that I'm going through. Now,
Mm-hmm.
if I can say something to help them, hey, my living shall not be in vain. Hey,
Amen.
Shit, man.
okay
I'm
then.
start to have hand shit, man.
Jason, shut up.
That hand shit.
Devil, get out of here. Leave me alone.
Start to have hand shit.
Get out of here, Satan. Leave me alone.
Start this shit, man.
All right, I'm cool. This child,
Start that, man.
this child of mine. I hope you blind his butt out, so nobody can hear what he's saying. But I'm just saying, God is so good. I'm just a firm believer. He'll take care of us. He'll see us through it.
Mm-hmm.
And so far, He's been my rock. Nobody but God.
You know what I think about, even your son that's there with you now,
Mhm.
how he talks about, how he is protective of you,
You know
like when
what
you
I'm
got
gonna tell you?
ready.
I'm gonna tell you one thing. I give him all the props.
Mm-hmm.
If it wasn't for my son Jason,
Oh,
many times, many
call
times
my name on there.
I would have broke down and lost my head. Cause one time I was so bad at the house, he called the ambulance. They talking about putting me in a straight jacket. I said, no, I don't need no straight jacket. I'm just missing my son, just missing my son. And they didn't know what the hell was going on. But that's how scared Jason got, because he didn't know what I was going to do.
Mm-hmm.
But he has been my rock, my backbone ever since this ordeal has happened. And I thank
Mm-hmm.
God for him every day. Every day I thank God for him.
Yeah, he's
Because
very
they're the only
protective.
two. They're my only two sons I got, you know?
And he
So
said, a lot of the reasons, I don't know if you saw the other interview, that he maintains his sanity, he stays on the straight and narrow road, is because I made a promise to my mother. At
mhm,
this point, I'm all that she has.
that's
And
right.
so we all respect that, a whole lot. The idea that he says, look, I could be out doing this, and that, but my
True.
mother's sanity, the promise that I made to my mom, and knowing what my mother has gone through, not knowing where, because he's having a hard time too. I could
Yes,
tell
he is.
he
Yes,
loves his
he is.
brother, and to be
Yes, he is.
trying to be, being strong and carrying the weight of the world on your shoulder. Because
It
I know,
breaks him
as
down. It breaks
I'm
him
telling you,
down
he
sometimes.
loves his brother a lot.
Yes. You know, although they used to bump heads, get to fighting, but that's brotherly love, you know. But when
Yeah.
they get through fighting, they go to the mall shopping together. So it didn't look like, it wasn't like they stayed mad, for weeks on. That same day, they gone out together buying stuff. So
Yeah.
that's just the relationship that they had, though.
Yeah.
But like I said, that's my backbone. I give my son a Craig. That's my backbone.
So
We
I
both
want
each
to
other
ask you
backbone.
this, because I do believe that you all are going to get answers. I
I
just
pray to
believe it.
I pray to God.
When I started looking, and I believe that your son said this too, that even I remember when I interviewed Lorenzen's right mother, she used to come to my show of course, I would do my TV show with it once a year around his anniversary, and
Uh-huh.
she always knew that there would be some arrests made. And so I
Right.
remember the year that I know it's been for Howard, it's been 8 years. But like I was
Right.
telling your son, I was like, 7 years is an ending and eight
Mm-hmm.
years is a new beginning. This is the 8th year. I
Okay.
believe that
Okay.
God is doing something. I really do.
I pray to God that he is. I hope he moving mountains. I pray to God that it is. Because I'm waiting on that. I'm just waiting on that. Because I ask God every day, Lord, just let me live to see the outcome of my son.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. That's my prayer. Let me live to see the outcome of my son. And I
If you could,
believe he's gonna do it.
oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
If you could say anything to the last people that Howard may have been with, what would you like to say to them or whoever it is?
If they know something, they need to say something. That's all I got to say.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it just as that. If they know something, they need to say something. I should have said something long time ago because this could have been over with. But if they know something, please say something now. It's never too late. And
Okay.
that's it.
Okay. What I want to do is of course, what we have is we have I know like with your son, we be on here for like 2 hours. We're not gonna do that with you because I know you don't want to be on here that long. But what I want to do is I want to some other people in the audience, they want to encourage you, and I want to
Okay.
give them the opportunity to do that. Um,
Okay.
Hold on one second.
Okay.
Let's see. Um, Sometimes I guess people are scared. We're gonna open up the lines for 15 minutes to give you all the opportunity. As you all can see, I'm very protective of her also. I promised her son that I would be, of course.
I'm right here.
I know, and he's right there. I know you right there.
Yes. Yes,
I
he
already
is.
know.
Been
I already
right
know
here
before
from
he even
he been
said
right here
it.
from the start. Been right here from the start. Told you he overprotective.
Uh-huh. I knew he was right there before he said it.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna give you all the opportunity to for about 15 minutes to call in. You know what? The mere fact her voice is strong. Like I said, I done shed some tears. Listen, I hear this said everybody is emotional in the chat. They say I'm
Okay.
crying
Okay.
too. You know, it's a that's why I say I like to humanize, because when even it happened back in 2017, and that's why it's
Yeah.
so important. This is a better time than it's ever been, because sometimes people are scared if they know something when it first happens, but as time starts to go on, whatever it was that they were scared of, though those people lose, or that person or whatever, they kind of lose that control, and people start to want to come forward, you know.
Well, it's time for them to come forward.
It is.
It's
So that,
time.
you know, Howard has children. He has a mother that wants peace, you know. As I
Yes.
was saying, you know, even if somebody has been holding him for 8 years, it's time for him to come home, because at this
That's
point
true.
we don't know
It's been
what has
it's been
happened.
passed.
It's
It's been
been time.
passed.
I mean, I would
Yes.
like nothing more for him to walk in there and hold his mama
Hey,
and hug his kids and
girl,
stuff.
You'll see me on TV. You'll see me in the newspaper saying, "God, I thank you. My son is alive and well." Lord, y'all hear me. Y'all wouldn't even need no microphone. Y'all hear my voice.
I
That would
know
be
it.
a miracle. That would be a miracle if that happened. Hmm. Only God knows. Only God knows.
Diane said, Mr. Barnett don't play about mama, and I love it. No, he don't play about mama.
No, he don't. He don't. He don't let nobody mess with mama. And that's a good thing.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
But sometimes I want to beat the heck out of him, though. Because he act like he my husband sometime more than my son.
You guys,
But
like I said, I have my thank you, Yam. I have my Cash App. Of course, anything that you all donate on the Cash App, I'm going to send to Miss Barnett. All donations will go to Miss Barnett. So if you all want to, it's $ Real Talk with Tamara. Whatever you send me, I'm going to send to his mom.
look, I'm not asking for anything. Okay. I'm doing this for my son.
Right. But I like to, whatever they donate,
Okay.
I like to just send it to, I want to just send it to you.
Oh, okay. Well, I appreciate that then. I appreciate that, babe.
No problem. You all make sure y'all hit the like button. Hey, I was,
Ain't nobody hit the like button yet.
I hope they have. I think some of them have. I want all of them to hit the like button. And if you all want to call in, the number is 901-667-0119 to encourage Miss Barnett. Listen, Miss Barnett, listen, I appreciate
Okay.
you coming on and talking about your son. Like I said, I
Mm-hmm.
am praying that things are getting ready to turn around. Okay. I
Yes,
am.
ma'am. I pray to God. It's time for a turnaround. It's time for a blessing. And I believe, by you doing this, it's gonna help things out. And I do appreciate you opening up your podcast for us to get this message across.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it.
Oh,
God,
and I want to
God
ask
sent
you
you.
this. Thank
Mhm.
you. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
I want to ask you this. Um, Thank you, Miss Jacqueline, for the cash app. I'm going to send it to Miss Barnett. Thank you so much. I want to ask you this. What? Okay, here goes somebody. Hold on, Miss Barnett.
Okay.
Hi, this is Tamara. Turn what you have on in the background down. This is Tamara.
Hi, Tamara. This is Diane. How y'all today?
We're doing good. Hi, Diane.
Hey, Miss Barnett.
Hey, Diane, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. Listen, we
Good.
are going to love your family.
All right. Thank you.
And I just wanted to let you know that something big is about to happen.
Oh, I pray to God. I pray to God that's about to happen. I really do, Diane. I really do.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You look y'all are in touch with the right person, and whatever
Yes.
she do, trust me, she's gonna make it happen.
All right. I believe that. I believe that.
Brings me, yes, ma'am. That brings me so much joy, and you seem to be a really, really, really strong lady. Because honey,
I
I
am
was
with the
in the
with
whole
the
way.
help of God. With the help of God, I'm strong. With the help of God.
Amen. Well, listen, you keep being strong, and you just keep hanging in there because, like I said, something big is about to happen.
All right, Miss Diane. I'm gonna take
Amen.
your word. I'm gonna take your word for it, Miss Diane. I'm gonna take your word.
Yes, ma'am. Do that, and you have a good night. Okay.
You too, Diane. Thank you for everything.
Yes, ma'am. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you, Diane. That was very sweet of
Yeah,
Miss
that was
Diane to
very
call in and encourage
yeah,
you.
that was very nice. That was very nice of her.
Me myself, Miss Barnett, I feel it too. God put that on my spirit for a reason. Hey, I hadn't even said anything to your son, but God gave me a dream the other night, and I think it's
All right.
further confirmation. Um,
Uh-huh.
that something is going to happen, because I've been always been
Oh,
very prophetic in dreams. I think
right.
it's just further confirmation. And hey, listen, I just pray for peace. I do. I pray for peace for your family. I've been praying for your family every night since I even did like the first show with your son.
Hmm.
And looking at like the
Well, you know what people said, prayer changes things.
prayer definitely changes things.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You can't never get enough of praying.
That's so true.
Hmm.
Does anybody else want to call in and encourage Miss Barnett? Um we got about 15 more minutes on here with her, because I know that me and her son was on. We end up being on here for like 2 hours, but Miss Barnett will have on.
No, I don't. I don't have that much talk. I don't have that much talking in me. I'm not. I'm really not a phone person. I really don't talk too much on the phone. So, but he loves the phone. But I'm good. I'm good. Ah.
Yeah. How would you say that your husband has handled your son?
He
Um,
has handled it very, very, very well,
mhm,
and I'm proud of him. You know, like I said, God is working on him, working on his body, healing his body.
mhm.
And if we don't keep anything from my husband, he knows everything that's going on. He's alert. He knows everybody. You know, he even said the other day he want him a white Silverado. He said he want him a white Silverado with tinted windows. I said, okay, baby,
There
that's how
ain't
you
nothing
go
wrong with
drive it.
that.
Ain't nothing wrong with it. Your daughter told me you gotta get some license first, pops. So that's what he wanted, the white Silverado. That's all right. I don't know where he get that from, but that's what came to his mind, a white Silverado. So we're
I
gonna have to
was
work on that white Silverado.
I was looking at one of your thank you, Miss Irvin. I'll definitely make sure I give that to Miss Barnett. Thank you for the cash out. I was looking at one of your grandchildren that your son
Mhm.
has. I was like, that's you. One of them
Which
looks just like you that I
which
was
one is that?
looking at. Whichever one that is that's on his page. I don't know her name, but I was like, she looks like the grandmama.
Oh, okay. Is that the light skinned one?
She's not real light skin. She's more of a brown skin.
Okay.
Tinker.
Okay. I know which one that is.
The old.
Okay.
The oldest one.
Yeah, that's the one that's on one of them that's on it. Yeah, I think she's on his profile picture.
Oh yeah. The oldest one.
Okay, I was like that's Mama Barnett right there. Definitely.
Well, we should look like because they was around me all the time that they were pregnant. So,
Do
so they
you ever
30 and
have
up.
conversations with your grandbabies about their dad?
No,
Mm-hmm.
no, I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to bring that up. It's still fresh in their minds, but they always say, "I love my daddy." That's the only thing they be
Mm-hmm.
saying. I love my daddy, miss my daddy. So that's good enough for me.
Yeah.
And they wear his picture. They wear his picture around their neck, so it's good. So they'll never forget their daddy.
And that's a blessing.
Yes, it
They
is.
know that their dad would love them very much.
Yes, yes, they know that for a fact.
And the good thing about it is, it seems like they were old enough to have still have those memories that
Yes.
they had, with them, of them being. I was looking at them at a some like in entertainment center where they were all together. So
Hmm.
they're old enough to still have those memories and stuff with their father.
Oh yeah, they was old enough to remember a lot of stuff. Things that they daddy did with them. So like I said, That ain't gonna never change. They always gonna have those memories forever within them.
Yeah.
And like I said, they got pictures of the daddy at their house and around their neck, so they'll never forget about their daddy.
Mm-hmm.
I said, daddy's little girls. Well, they teenagers now, so daddy little girls.
I always ask everybody this: if Howard could hear you, what would you like to say to your child?
I love you. And nigga, what in the hell have you been for 8 years? Then I'm gonna slap his ass. I'm gonna slap him, then I'm gonna hug him, then I'm gonna tell him I love him. But I'm gonna question, what in the hell you been, man, for 8 years? Had us worrying, crying, and stuff, slobbing over you. But I know if it was within his power, he would be here. I know that for a fact.
Mm-hmm.
He would never stay. He would never stay away this long. Not even a day. Not from his daughters. Not from his folks.
When everything comes out, and I know you don't, just in your heart, do you feel like it would be people that was close to him that has stopped him from coming home?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I just want them to get the justice that they deserve.
Mm-hmm.
Forever. I know it's not going to bring my son back, but it'll give me some consolation.
Mm-hmm.
You did something to my son. Now it's time for you to do your time. Whatever happens to you, happens to you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, Mr. Jackson.
Shut up.
I'm for real.
You hear his butt?
Yeah, I hear him singing. I hear him singing.
So this fool is crazy. Fool is crazy. Laying right here in my bed.
I know he got to make sure everything goes good.
Yeah, you're right.
He got to make sure everything goes good.
Everything's going good.
Everything is going good. I think everything went. I think everything has gone just fine. Like I said, I'm praying. If anybody knows anything, anybody, what has happened to Howard, I think there are people that know.
Yes, I agree with you. I agree.
There are definitely people that know, and I think it's a sad thing when you hear about someone being a father, a son, that you didn't whatever it was that you wanted, you didn't have to do anything to him to get it. He'd have gave it
That's
to
true.
you.
That's true.
And it's
That's
sad when
God's
people
truth.
are around you and they know that they were a part of something, bad or may have taken place in what had happened to him, and they could just live their lives as if this person was never born. This was Miss Barnett's child that she gave birth to. This was a human being.
That's true.
To think to just go on living your life because
like
people feel like nothing happened. To me, that's evil on a whole nother level.
That's low down.
Slow down,
you wouldn't want this to happen to your family. So think like that. Do unto others as you have them to do unto you. And I believe this is going to wake people up again, because a lot of people might have forgotten about it since it's been 8 years. And hopefully this is a wake-up call for people to start reaching out to the police. You don't have to give your name and stuff. Just give some information. Long as you give the correct, true information.
Mm-hmm.
Don't give no lies.
Don't go and try and throw the police off, because
that's what I'm saying.
Sure,
don't give no lies.
Come out.
Yeah, don't give no lies. If you got a lie, don't call in at all. Just keep your mouth shut. But call in if you have something, if you know something. If it ain't nothing but one little sentence, one little word, one little name, say what you know and leave it at that. Like I say, I think this is a wake-up call. You finna get the fire stirred back up. The fire gone out, but now it's relit. It's finna explode.
Mm-hmm. We've made sure that there's a new we've made sure that there's a new investigator on the case, and I believe that this investigator is going to
get on top of it.
Get on top of everything. Because, like I said, when I talked to the lieutenant on Monday. He was like, I got the case, I got the file open right here, reviewing everything, looking over everything. I said, well, that's fine.
Mhm.
You know,
They
so
must know you don't. They must know you don't take no shit off nobody.
no, I don't. I don't.
All right, that's what it is. They know you gonna stay on top of it.
Because when I called today, I was like, well, what's his number? Give me his number. And the latest, and so the lieutenant said, ma'am, Miss Thompson, I promise you, he's going to call with an updated review on Friday. I said, okay, all right, because if he don't, we're
That he
gonna
better. If
call
not,
right back Monday.
that's what I was finna say. Go call right back Monday and say what happened? What happened to Friday? Did you sleep? Did you sleep Friday away? Yeah, we're gonna stay on. We're gonna stay on this sergeant or whatever he is.
That's right. We even got the lieutenant name. The sergeant don't do what he's supposed to do. We're going
There you
lieutenant.
go. We go over his head.
And
Over
if
his
he
head.
don't do it, we going to the major. We gonna keep going and
There
screaming
you
on
go.
every rooftop until they do what they are supposed to do as it
That's what
relates
I'm talking
to
about.
Howard Barnett.
That's what I'm talking about, baby. You on your JLB, and I thank God that you've come in our lives. I really do thank God. So
Thank you.
you gonna be a dynamite that we need.
Thank you.
See,
I
God works
really,
in mysterious ways.
God definitely works in mysterious ways.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
what would you like to I guess because you said what you would say to Howard. What would you like to say to all the people that have been there since the very beginning?
That I appreciate them. I know you're doing it for my son, but all his friends was just like family. I treated some of his friends like they was my own sons. And I love them, what they did and what they are doing. And may God bless it, each and every last one of them.
Okay.
That's it.
Well, Miss Barnett, I have definitely enjoyed having you on here. Of
I
course,
have enjoyed talking to you too, of course.
I'm glad you was able to speak about Howard. I know sometimes that it we have to, because we don't know what has happened, but we just know he hadn't been home in 8 years. That's hurtful.
We
But
know that.
but
That's enough.
when you
That's
start
enough to
thinking
hurt.
about the memories, like the memories and the type of person that
That's what keep me going. That's
was.
what keep me going.
Hmm.
The memories. That's what keep me going. The
It's good to
memories.
talk about and to let people know, listen, he is loved. He is still
Yes.
loved.
Always will be love. Always. That will never change. My heart right now is broken in half because he's not here, but he's still with me in spirit and in soul and in mind. Now, once my son, whatever we find out, the outcome, my heart will mend back together. And that's what I want to happen.
Hmm. Well, you guys, like I said, call Crime Stoppers. I think I say this all the time. I worked in Crime Stoppers for years. When you call Crime Stoppers, that's 528 cash. Hey, stop. That's 528 cash. Before you call the Missing Persons Bureau, if you want to be paid, everybody don't want to be paid. But if you want get a tip number, if you call Crime Stoppers, they're not going to record your voice. They're not going to ask for your name, so you don't have to worry about anybody knowing who you are. All you got to do is call and give them the correct information and get a tip number. And then
Right.
after that, because it is Crime Stoppers that sends the tips to the different bureaus. Okay. After you do that, then ask for a phone number. Hey, if you need to ask for a phone number and call the Missing Persons Bureau and the any other bureau if you need to, if you know something, and let them know after you get your tip number, hey, disguise your voice if you have to. I got some vital
There you go.
information that's on this case. It's time for this case to be solved. This is a new beginning. This is the year 8. Okay, this is year number 8. 7 was an ending, and I believe God was saying this is the ending for everything to be a secret of what had happened. It's time for and 8 is a new beginning. The people that did this to him is going to be exposed. You know, it's
Yes,
sad when
sir.
folks think that they can just live their life and be happy after they've done devilish things, as if they won't be found out. But I love that scripture where God says your sins will find you out, meaning
Oh,
everything
yeah.
that you do catches up with you.
That you do will be coming out in the light.
I'm
Yes,
telling
ma'am.
you. And
Yes,
I think that
ma'am.
they know it. I think that they know
Yep.
it. I really
They
do.
can
I think
hide,
they
they can
know it.
hide, they can hide for so long. But eventually it's gonna come to a head.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't wait till that day comes. I
They
can't wait.
God, mercy.
What he say?
He messing with me, telling me don't start that BS, man.
Tell him leave. I said to leave you alone.
I told you he in here laying across my doggone bed, looking dead in my mouth.
Listen, they're saying I will call them and the new detective. Thank you, Justice for Dolph. We appreciate that, and I appreciate the information that you've put out. Also, the documentary that you did on Howard. I appreciate that so much. You know, that helps. I see that it's what, up to 10,000, and it's constantly going. So
All
because
right.
we've been, since your son has been on here, people have gotten taken a renewed interest in his case. And hey,
Okay.
I think people are commenting and saying things, and I think at some point some vital information is going to come up. People know what happened to him,
Oh
and
yeah.
it's time for them to come forward and for
It's
justice to be
right.
served.
You're right.
He hadn't been able to be around his kids for 8 years, and
He
so
missed
whoever
every
did this to
birthday,
him.
every Christmas. He missed every holiday, 'cause they spend every holiday together. Christmas, Thanksgiving, 4th of July, everything. So
Hmm.
he took whoever it was, they took him away from his family. Now it's time for justice to be served.
And they
That's
get
right.
taken away from their
And they get taken
They're gonna
away
be
from
taken
their
away from
family.
their family.
Yes, so they go see how I feel, but they not gonna be dead, or in the grave somewhere, but they still not gonna be able to be around their family, their loved ones.
That's right.
That's
That's
what I'm
right.
talking. That's what I'm talking about. You my boy, Blue. You my boy, Blue.
That's how but out of here.
All right, Miss Barnett. I really appreciate you coming on. I know you've done an hour. I know you're tired, so
Okay, no problem.
I really appreciate you coming on
I
to the show
appreciate you.
tonight.
I appreciate you.
And you did get some donations, and as soon as you get off, I am going to send every one of them to you.
Okay. All right,
All
baby.
right. Well,
We
thank
can
you
do
so
we
much
can
for
do
coming
we
on.
can do this again if you want to. You got me open and talking about it now. So hey, I'm available whenever you want to do this again. Do an update or a follow up, whichever one you want to do.
Absolutely. I think there's going to be consistently being updates because we're going to make sure that, but I mean, I was thinking, I had not said anything to your son yet, but I was thinking, I was like, around the holidays, I think it would be a good thing to
Yeah.
just right around the corner, because the holidays, we want to put him, he should be
Right.
with his children and his family. So we want to
Right.
put this on the mind of people who knows, somebody that knows, maybe they will have an epiphany. God will touch their heart, because I always say it's the God that touches the heart of man. God says, I will turn the heart of the king. Okay, so it's
Right.
God that touched the heart of man to make them do what is necessary to be done.
Because
Okay, and
because
somebody
I
knows
always
something.
I always cook Thanksgiving dinner and Christmas dinner. He loved pecan pies. That's his favorite pecan pie. Every year I fix him a pecan pie.
Mine ain't like this shit.
Will you hear? He
Hmm.
needs some help. You love the pecan pie too. Pecan pie and strawberry. Every year that he went missing at the tax place, I would do his favorite, his strawberry cake, his hot wings, and his chicken rotel, and take it up there to the tax place. I did that straight for like 3 or 4 years. Then I just couldn't do it no more.
Hmm.
What kind of little dogs you got? I keep hearing barking.
Yorkies. I'm about to get
Oh, really?
they so listen. They so bad. It's
How
ridiculous. They
many?
likes to
How many you got?
wrestle.
How
Three.
many you
They
got? Three
three.
Yorkies?
They likes to
Uh,
wrestle. I should have sold them, but I started hollering and crying when I sold the first one and had to keep the rest of them.
yeah, my little Yorkie, he died.
Oh wow. And these are
But it's
bad.
all. I believe they sound like they bad. I hear them barking all the way through the podcast. They ready for mama to get off the phone and get him some attention. That's what it is.
I want to listen. I'm looking at the chat. I want to ask you this, and if you don't want to answer it, you don't have to. Okay, I'm gonna ask
Okay.
you, but you don't have to answer. Listen, what do you think about Miss Rakayla? If you don't want to answer, you don't have to.
I'd rather not answer because I want to be respectful on your podcast.
Okay.
But I'm
Okay.
gonna say this one thing. I do not like her. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Okay.
I don't want to be disrespectful. I don't want people to get the wrong idea.
What they basically saying, honestly, and you can say this, what they basically trying to say is, do you feel as if
She had something to do with
anything, or she had anything to do with your son?
Yeah, I do believe she had something to do with it. I do believe that. But I'm not gonna say anything else. Yes, I do. She was the queen bee. You know, she called herself the queen bitch, but that's what she was. So I'm gonna leave that alone. You feel me?
I definitely feel you.
Oh, okay.
I do.
Because I could say more, but I'm not. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Okay.
I don't want to disrespect your podcast, and I don't want anyone to get the wrong idea about me. So I'm gonna leave it at that. No, I do not like her. Yes, I do believe she has something to do with it.
Okay.
And I hope to God that comes out too.
I was thinking about, even with you and what your son said, the exact same thing about, he gave people, he would give somebody the shirt off of his back, and he took very good care of her. I guess it makes me wonder why he took it. I mean, because I saw where he was investing in a hair business. Why?
Yeah, I guess he was in love. She had a wool over his eyes. I don't know, but
I'm talking about why was she?
I couldn't see it either. I see you trying to get me to go there. You trying to get me to go there. Go there. You slick. We're gonna end this conversation right there. You good. You good, girl. But no. I ain't saying no more. No. I caught on to you. You trying to incriminate me to say something. I ain't saying nothing. My lips are still. I plead the fifth.
Yeah, no, what I was saying is why would she? No, I don't want you to say it. What I'm saying is, I guess in my mind, because I'm seeing like any young woman would have loved a man
she had a good thing
in them. Absolutely.
That had a good thing
in them. That's why I said it's gotta be a mental illness.
But if you're not used to that type of relationship,
that too, but the other nigga was in her head.
But she wasn't used to it because she from the hood, nigga.
The other nigga was in
and the other nigga was in her head, the one that was in jail. So you got me talking. Shut up, bitch. Shut up. I'm gonna leave alone. Yeah. What else you want me to talk about?
Well, I just want to say I appreciate you coming on, and we gonna stay on top of this until
yes, ma'am.
Until he's something until we find out
exactly what happened.
Out what has happened
and who is responsible.
And I will say this just from because I'm always doing my research. I don't think the apples, as it relates to her, the apple sure didn't fall too far from the tree, and that's all I'm gonna say on that.
Okay.
That's all I'm gonna say about that.
Tell everyone I thank them, for the donation. I appreciate it. God bless everybody, and please keep praying. Don't stop praying. Keep praying for me and my family.
Okay, Miss Betty. I thank you. I love you. And
I
we'll
love
do
you.
this again around the
Thanksgiving.
holidays, around Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
All right.
That'll work. All
All
right.
right. I love you. Have a good night.
You too, baby. Thank you.
You're
All right.
welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Shout out to Miss Betty for coming on. She did such a great job, you guys. Hey, she got us all welled up, okay, in the beginning, but she held her composure and talked about her son, because it's all about the memories. Y'all stop. Y'all done embarrassed me the whole time. Everybody see y'all bad. Hush. Everybody see y'all bad. Everybody talks about my bad Yorkies. I'm sick of y'all. If y'all want to donate, I'll still be sending all of the donations to Miss Betty. Of course, we've had 2 people to donate so far. And anybody else that donates tonight, everything is gonna go to Miss Betty, okay? Um Joel Scott says, if you want to contribute, yeah, right. If you want to contribute, I just sent what I was sent to her, and then for anybody else, just put donation to the Barnett family, and I will send it to them. I like to bless people because it takes a lot to come on here and open up, about your loved ones, and I'm just like that anyway. So I like to bless folks. So because God blesses me, I'm totally I'm so blessed that it's ridiculous. I'm not saying that I got all this and that, because I know they be going through people's heads. I'm just saying that God takes good care of me. Okay. And I like to support and bless other people. So whatever donations you all send, I would definitely send to them. But hey, I really appreciate her coming on and talking about him. Young says a lot of information may be found with any of Raquela's over. That's true. And hopefully the new investigator that is on the case will go back to the very beginning. We'll go back to the very beginning and start scratching off and seeing everything with new eyes, going over those things that was missed. Because people were saying, like, even a couple years ago, and no wonder they didn't even have anybody on this case for 2 years and some change. No wonder. This would have been the perfect opportunity. And I think that, I know for a fact, in cases like this, if MPD asks for the FBI to get involved, the FBI will get involved. And that's why when people say all the time, well, it's not a federal case, we don't really know if it's a federal case or not. It could very well be. We just don't know at this point. But regardless to whether it's a federal case or not, if Memphis Police Department or any police department goes to the FBI and asks the FBI to get involved and help them, most don't because of their egos. But the thing I do like about Chief Davis is that, hey, she understands with the feds that the funds are unlimited, the resources are unlimited, right? And I think it would be a good thing for them to get the feds involved with this, okay? Because I just think so, okay? But hey, the new investigator that's on the case may hit a home run for us, anyways. Okay, that's what we believe. That's what we believe. Justice for Dawson's Tamara. What year did they did not have anyone in the case anymore? I have an idea who could have helped with that. It's been 2 years. It's been 2 years. It's been 2 years. You all make sure y'all hit the like button. Like I said, the lines and stuff are still open. If anybody want to call in, we're talking about the Howard Barnett case. We just had his mom on. We just had his mother on. And like I said, all of the donations that you all send, I'm going to send to her, to his dear mom. Like I said, you could tell she loves her her son. Okay. I was working on a video. I was gonna do like a tribute video. I think I'll save that for the holidays, but as I was doing the video, I started getting emotional. I was like, okay, because if I play the video with her up here, I'll start to cry, and I have to be strong, right? And because I already started to cry when she started crying the first time, my throat had a knot in it. Neil says, I wonder if knowing that it's probably gang related. Dropper will help them get motivated to pursue it harder. That's possible. That's absolutely possible. Hold on, you all. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button, okay? Make sure you guys please like, share, and subscribe. They said, who is Howard? I'm sorry for asking. Howard Barnett is a young man that went missing from Memphis in July of 2017 under suspicious circumstances. Thank you, Kay. I appreciate that so much. I appreciate that. Neil says, because at this point, drop would only be useful to be elite because he does sloppy things. Y'all, hold on 1 second. Hold on, you all. I'm looking at something. Mm. Y'all, hold on. Okay. Um, it says Miss Queen B is her street name. Oh, okay. Miss Queen B is her street name. Hmm. Tamara, really be careful because this goes above little Trulis. There is somebody very, very close to Govan who been protecting the crew for years. I will. But you know, God had me to do what I needed to do. God had me to do what I was put on, what he put in my heart to do. And that was to like I said, I didn't know why, you know, when I was at that red light. I had no idea why God put Howard on my heart. And God must have known that they didn't have an investigator on the case and it was just stagnant. Whoever did this, I don't know who it was, but I do believe that MPD is going to find out who did it because now there's a new investigator on the case that will be in contact with his family on a regular, okay, which is a beautiful thing. Um, he said it's a woman, and hey, Whoever did this, nothing that they do could ever stop justice from being served. Okay. God has reassigned the case and put the people back on the case, and I believe that they're gonna find out um, what has happened to him. I think they're gonna find out what has happened to him. And I'm covered by the blood of Jesus. I am. I am. I'm covered by the blood of Jesus. M. Rose says, Driver got two bodies when they spoke in court. Who knows who and how many more? It was said in court. It was said in court. That's possible, but whoever did it, whoever, that's right. I got this. For some reason, you know what? They would be stupid to come after me. They would be very stupid. But I mean, if they need to be scared, but they need to be scared of the people that's going to get justice for Howard, and that's the police. And I do believe that the FBI should be involved at some point. Probably will be soon. So, like I said, God used me to help to get the case back, to get this train back on the track. Why MPD dropped the ball like that? What they didn't have an investigator on this case for 2 years. Now I understand why God put that in my mind. To even go and talk about this case again. Now a flame has been reignited, and when God is ready to do something, it's gonna be done. One thing I do know is that whatever man soweth, that's just whatever man soweth, that's just what they're gonna reap. And so the people that has stopped Howard from being with his family, the reason that he has not been seen in 8 years, whatever those reasons are, hey, we serve a God, right? We serve a mighty good God. And so if God used me to help to put the train back on the track, because he has his people everywhere, and I'm one of God's people. If he used me to do that, what a lieutenant said, my God, I'm getting ready to, yeah, we messed up. We putting somebody on this case right now. We're reviewing it and we're putting somebody back on it. That was my job. I'm not the person that can solve the case, but I am one of God's light workers. I am one of the ones that he could use because of my curiosity and stuff, and because of the care that I have of people, to look into something and say, hey, well, how come this is not right here? This is why these people have not been hearing anything, because MPD had not reassigned the case, right, to assist, to help them to put the train back on the track. And I do believe, okay, that God is saying this is the time for the train to be driven to the correct train station, and to hit a home run. Okay. Hey, listen, what 8 years is a real long time. Everybody, you heard his brother talk about how he loved his girls, you heard his mama talk about how he loved his girls. If he could be with his girls, he would be with those girls. He never would have spent a day without being with them. And so Howard is somebody's child. And so there has to be some justice. Okay. You'll be let me say this. I could see, I don't be wanting the South Memphis to come up out of me. Okay. You motherfuckers got the wrong one. If you ever think about, I'm telling you, I'm gonna make your life a motherfucking living hell if you ever think about fucking with me. You'll do better going down there to that grave and digging up your motherfucking dead ass grandmammy than to try to call me and threaten me. Okay? I know how to use, I know what to do. And it ain't a motherfucking phone you can call from that we won't start about tracing. Okay? So just go on with your life, Because I ain't the one you need to be scared of. You need to be mad at yourself, because y'all never should have messed with that damn man. Okay? Whew, y'all excuse my French. I be hating to do that. But I just know how these people just be doing. I ain't been in South. I grew up. I moved out of South Memphis when I was 13. But I know how these folks do. Just don't play with me. I done told y'all I got a paranoid spirit. So just go on now. Go on. Go on. Don't let nobody send you out. Okay? Y'all been doing good. I ain't, y'all, they just need to go on somewhere. Okay? Because, see, I know what they like to do. I can't understand for the life of me how women who are supposed to be nurturers, okay, can partake in such evil stuff. They're using women more and more, and I see it every day just from where I work at. Every day. I can remember from the time I started working at the police department in 2000 all the way up until now with the investigative cases that I do now for the feds. You have more women that's got cases than anything because of their twisted minds. These are women that have children that go and get themselves caught up in heinous type stuff that you would never even think that women would be getting caught up in, all because of greed and because they screwed up, messed up in the head about some damn man. Don't care nothing about their children, their livelihood, or nothing. And ain't nobody even trying to teach these young women better. No morals, no self-love. Everybody already know. How come these women ain't teaching their damn kids that no man that loves you would ever ask you, would ever put you in harm's way? I grew up around old school street dudes. They put the women that they love, they tucked them out the way. They never knew what they was doing, how they was getting money. They put them up, took care of them, tucked them out the way. They didn't know nothing when the police knocked on the door. They sure wasn't having them to set nobody up. Unfortunately, a lot of these women now think that you're a down chick. Yeah, my man told me to set up somebody. I'm a down chick. Now you're a damn fool. These old ass women got the issues confused. Okay? Instead of them teaching their daughters something, they tell them, yeah, that's your money maker. They putting them on men. I'm a bad bitch. Now you you's a ignorant old bitch. That's what you is. See, people ain't telling. People like to don't tell people what they should be telling them anymore. You know, they just don't. Folks don't tell folks the truth no more. They like I don't like bullshitters. I don't. And so it's a scary thing to me. If people, okay, let's just say some of these people that they say are involved. It don't surprise me by straight drop. Is he involved? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know who's involved, but I do believe that the police is gonna figure it out. Okay. But I think it's a darn shame before God. Do I believe that the young lady, Rakayla, was involved? Listen, I've been doing this now for 25 years. Okay. Looking at Rakayla, when she did that interview, how she couldn't even look up. Her body language told me if she didn't do it, she sure know who did do something to him. And for people to just live their lives like it's business as usual, that's the type of scary. To know that there are people out there like that it's extremely scary. Okay. So what we want for Howard Barnett's mother, his children, his father, and his family to be able to get some peace about what has happened to him. Okay? And I'm telling these women now, you bitches fucked over Howard. Don't you call me fucking with me, because I'm going to fuck you over. You let somebody send you out to call me and watch and see how crazy I go. Okay? Now I got to stop cussing because I hope Miss Barnett ain't looking at this still, and I hope my mama not in the chat either. And I'm talking about you old bitches. Because a lot of these old ass women, they the reasons now that a lot of these young girls messed up. Because you old ass bitches ain't got no morals. You ain't taught your daughter shit. Instead of trying to cover up stuff, you motherfuckers ought to be trying to get your life right. If you still setting up folks, if you still out here hoeing and your ass in your 40s and 50s and stuff, that means your damn coochie ain't no good. You need to sit down somewhere. Because if it was, you would have been bagged somebody where you won't have to be out here doing that. You would have did it a long time ago. Don't come for me. Because I got a designated place that I'm going to send you if you come. Because you're either going to that grave or you're going to jail. I had to do a woosah. Okay. Anyways. I think I believe that something good is about to happen. Justice delayed is not justice denied. Okay? And you know what's so sad? Y'all know once I get started on stuff, it's hard for me to move along until I feel like I ain't finished. Okay? You know what's so sad? Okay? It's that it's so many hurt women that that people are starting to normalize just fucking over other folks. Yeah, they can make a man go missing for 8 years. Okay? And people are so twisted now. They get to what Howard do? What did he do this? I don't know. Who cares what he did? They ain't have no right to make him go missing. That's why I say it's a lot of twisted people in this world. I'm just saying, not even as it relates to other people. People are trying to normalize, and we become so desensitized to evilness. When people are victims, we start trying to dig up stuff on them to see what they did. When the people that did it, it's something wrong with them. It wasn't nothing wrong with Howard. Well, then what he had did, he must have said something. This is how twisted and hurt our community is. That's why I don't deal with people that would hurt people like that. I don't, because they will screw you over. They don't know how to, they don't think in a healthy way. They always stay caught up in some mess, and they will kill you. The Bible ain't wrong when it says that jealousy is as deadly as the grave. We see it all day, every day. Okay? And you want to know, y'all want to know y'all want to know something, a secret. The case already solved. The moment that God put it in my spirit to talk about this case, there was already a designated time and date for it to be solved. We just got to walk into it. It ain't nothing that's going to ever stop that. It's already done. So we're going to keep praying. And Justice for Dolph is right. We have to be careful, because people start to panic when they know they get ready to be found out. They don't even see that. I ain't their problem. God used me and had me protected when he used me to help to put the train on the track. MPD get ready, and the FBI get ready to drive it home. And it ain't nothing nobody can do about it. Okay? Anyways, for a lot of those in the bushes that's running scared, because one thing we know about the devil lurks. You better go on somewhere. Okay. And the sad thing about it is, I think everybody is on one accord when we are feeling like, regardless to who it is. Normally, when things of this nature happens, it's always somebody that's close, that the person has some type of familiarity with. It's a darn shame when you have to keep your guards up with people that is constantly around you that you're supposed to be trusting. People allowing money and greed to make a fool out of them each and every day. Thank you, The Real. Thank you, Anissa. Each and every day. That's right, monitoring spirits. But they need to go monitor something else. Because I'm going to tell y'all something. Ain't nobody never been able to control me. Not only did God put it in my heart to speak about Howard Barnett's case, There are other cases. Like I said, when I ain't on here, I'm working. There are other cases that God has put in my spirit. It's something about all those black girls that went missing in Arkansas, up there around, up in Arkansas in the 90s, that I just can't leave alone. I just can't leave it alone. And y'all gonna see me doing a show on that in a few days. I've been trying to gather up all of their family members because the cases are so old. And those that I have gotten in touch with, their people are just, their mothers are real, some of their mothers are real, real old. And they are shocked because they never got any coverage, even when their daughters went missing. Okay, the police didn't even give a damn. But this is a prime example. When God gave me this vision, even back in 2014, when I first started doing shows on cold cases, injustices, and missing persons, that Black people don't get the coverage. Black people don't get the coverage. It's a darn shame. No, I don't mean no harm, but no white person. If Howard, it ain't nowhere in the world they would have allowed a white man's case to go without a investigator for 2 years like that. They know a lot of people don't understand how the police departments work. They know that. They don't know the first thing to do other than call a number to an investigator's desk. They don't know how that works. But they never would have allowed a white man that was missing, like Howard, they never would allow his case to go 2 years without assigning an investigator. That's right. If Howard was white, the entire Mason area would have been turned upside down. Did they go pull a video? They had video. They was putting up those um they didn't have as many of those street cams and stuff as they do now. Did they do that? Did they go pull a video? Did they go talking to people around the area? Did they see if there was anything suspicious? Did they? Did they grill the young lady? Did they? I think it's totally disrespectful how they've left this man's family out there in the cold. They did interviews with people, never even talked to the folks' family, just like they were strangers. If anybody should know anything, how you gonna leave not tell his mama? He was not married, so his mama supposed to know everything. Okay. So Debbie says, I watch everybody and everything, but I can't watch. I have a father who do preach. Where Mason, Tennessee, that's Tipton County. They got a sheriff's department. Why didn't they start working with the Mason with Mason's sheriff's department? His van was found down there. They threw his phone out. They did something. Why didn't they pull cameras up and down Poplar? Why was his phone found over there? We know that they had started putting up street cams and stuff around the Poplar area. If it was around the missionary, they got cameras. The missionary, they got all types of cameras. Okay. Anyways, you guys, we like I said, we keep like Howard has like posters on Facebook. What I'm asking is for you all to Google um for you all to Google his image with his missing persons poster on it. Put it on your social media and share it, and ask everybody on your social media to share it. Put him back into rotation. Put it back into rotation. We gotta. I mean, we gotta do this for all of our Black people that are missing. Help to put their cases and stuff back into rotation. Since they can't get the coverage that they should on the main medias, we got to do it. And so it made me so happy today when I spoke with them today, and that I know they was tired of me. He said, "We've assigned the case and they're going to update. They're going to call his family Friday, update his family, and be in contact with his family every step of the way from now on." That's all I wanted. Now the train is back on the track. Okay. I never know. The police, I think they said the police said that they interviewed her. Thank you, Justice for Dog. This family needs to know something. And they need to know that that they're working on the case regularly, and they need to be updated on the case regularly. Thank you, Joy Loves God. Thank you so much. There was another person too. Thank you, Miss Yam. He said, "Miss T, you believe that man?" You talking about the police? Well, they gave me the name of the investigator. I gave it to I made him give me the name of the investigator. So I gave the name to Howard's family of the investigator that's on the case and the lieutenant that's over the case, over the investigator. I gave it to his family so that they can make sure when they ain't reaching out to them, they can reach out to them. If anybody want to call in, you all can call in. I'm gonna be on for 15 more minutes. I'm gonna be on for 15 more minutes, you all. Y'all make sure you all hit the like button, okay? Hold on, you all. Hold on, y'all. I'm looking at something. Hold on, you all. Okay. Make sure you check the name I sent you in case you see her pop up now. She works for them. Okay. Hold on. Y'all hit the like button for me. Y'all hit the like button. Make sure you guys please like, share, and subscribe. Oh wow. I will, Justice for Doll. It's funny with that now. I went through the academy with her. I went through the academy with her. Neo says Miss T went through the police academy. Neo says Miss T has to have one of the most interesting jobs for real. I'm thinking about posting more content on my channel just so I can save it there instead of on my phone. Yeah, do that. I think people should get into content. Yeah, we went through the police academy together. Um, so I'm glad you told me that. He says, well, now you unmasked one of the crew helpers. Why a lot of cases been reflect. Oh, wow. Y'all, let me see how many likes I got. We got 9 minutes on here. Nobody else has called in. And y'all, excuse me for cussing like that, but I have to let people know I'm a nice person. I am. I'm real cool and laid back, but I mean, I'm not a scary person either. I know like when people are afraid of being found out, they go into pandemonium. And I will say this, one of the reasons that young Dawes case was so easy for them to start pinpointing people because them damn fools went into they really told on themselves. A lot of them did. Thank you, baby. I have to check people when it's needed. Yeah, I did. I remember her. She was in my class. She was in my class. I don't think she's a police officer anymore though. I think she took a early retirement. She took an early retirement because of a medical type situation. I do believe. I don't know her personally, but I remember her being in that class. Uh, Positive Vibe says, they told on themselves. Yeah, they told on themselves from the very beginning. They did. They told on themselves from the very beginning. Anyways, you guys, listen, I've enjoyed being on here with you all. But thank you for that information, Justice for Dollars. That's very helpful. I appreciate everybody that tuned in, everybody that donated to Miss Barnett. I've been looking for my phone to see if anybody else has donated. Oh my God. Thank you, Joy Loves God. I'm gonna send this to Miss Barnett. I'm sure she's gonna be so happy. Thank you. Um, I'm getting ready to send it to her now. She's gonna be so appreciative of what you sent her. Joy Loves God. That was a blessing. Thank you. I just sent it to her. Thank you all so much for being so generous and so kind to bless Miss Barnett, for her to come on here and just and pour her heart out and all of those great things, and to bless her with donations. I appreciate that so much. It means so much to me. Um just the mere fact that y'all support my channel, that y'all come in here and hey, you give your opinions, you give factual information, you rock out with me the long way when I'm working and doing other things. Because because 3 days is the longest that I had not been on here, but I was still working. I've been talking to Mr. Barnett, because he's very protective now of his mother. And he just said out of like the blue, he was like, because he had said it before, I'm thinking about, getting my mother, letting my mom come on there. He was like, I'm thinking about that. I was like, okay, cool, because I know he's protective of his mother. And so then, out of the blue, I guess he thought about it and prayed about it. Yesterday, he was like, hey, listen, what you gonna have going on? That's how he is, y'all. He was like, yeah, so look here. So listen, what you gonna have going on today? He said, well, it's like, type shit. That's what it's like. What you gonna have going on today? Type shit. I was like, I don't know. When I get off, I guess it's like, yeah, because I was thinking it. Yeah, I want to go ahead. I guess I must like you or trust you or something. I'm gonna go ahead and just let my mama come on the show. I said, okay, cool. He was like, yeah, but I don't want you asking her no crazy questions type shit, because I have to protect my mom and all that. I said, oh, okay. I said, oh, okay, cool. And so then he was like, I was thinking, because he was like, what you, because I was thinking about, this was yesterday, letting her, she come on today type shit. I said, no, let's, I got to have time to prepare and all of that, because I wanted to do like a tribute video, and I got the crying on the damn tribute video. So I'll play it. I'll do it another time. So, hey, I appreciate that. I'm glad that she came on, and I could tell she got emotional in the very beginning, and she got emotional in the very beginning, but then I could tell that it was good for her to remember her son, right? And so what's going to happen is, because even hey, I've been working on a case in Chicago. Well, when I say just getting some information together, I reached out to the girl's family in Chicago. So I'm going to have her family on. Of course, y'all know I always worked on and talked about the case in Pine Bluff. And there were a group of other girls, and I really believe that they're connected. They all went missing around the same time, connected to what happened to the young lady in Pine Bluff. So I've been working and just doing research on those situations also. And when I reached out to their families, it's been like so many years. This was like in the 90s. They cannot believe it, because they was like, we didn't even think nobody cared. My child just left home one day going to the bus stop, and I ain't seen my child no more. Somebody snatched her up, and this was in Arkansas around the same time Clashendra Hall went missing. And so God is putting it back into my spirit to bring these families on, because I did it for so many years on my TV show. And I'm gonna put, even with Miss Barnett's case, I'm like the talking I'm doing right now, because my shows are hour shows on Comcast. The talking that she and I did, I'm going to put Howard's pictures and stuff in the show, and I'm gonna put it on my TV show on Comcast. But this is something I'm getting ready to start back doing, and even going back, because y'all know when my dad passed away, I I didn't want to do TV no more because my dad and I started off doing TV together. Everybody knew me as the girl. They thought I was Thaddeus' girlfriend, Tawana, but I'm not Tawana. I'm Tamara. Okay, I have to tell everybody because I came on. My show came on right before an hour before that. When my show went off, Thaddeus' show came on, and I did that for so many years. And then when my dad passed away, I didn't have the drive to do it no more because I was like, dog, it's hard for me to continue on doing this. Me and my dad started, well, we started together, but my dad was the one that actually invested in the business for me, right? And but I'm getting my drive back, of wanting to help, Black families, all families, regardless to their race. But I just know in our community, our Black people don't get the coverage when they go missing. The cases go cold. A lot of people don't know the politics of the police department. I work for the police department, so I do know. I know people, within the police department that I can reach out to try to get some stuff going. You know what I mean? To help these families. If nothing else, I can't solve no cases. Okay, I am an investigator. Okay, when I was doing private work, families hired me to help to reignite cases, but I don't do private work anymore. Okay, I still got the skills. I work for the feds now. I do investigative work for them, but I still know people that I can call and talk to and ask them what's going on with this, why this and that, like I did for Mr. Barnett's family. And now we've reignited that. I feel like the train was off the track for 2 years and that these people didn't even know that. Now the train is back on the track. Memphis Police Department and hopefully the FBI can investigate this case, okay, and get this family some answers. And that's what we're praying for. I think at this point what we do is we help them to keep his face out there, right? And we pray for the police department to do what they need to do. See, y'all don't hear me saying a lot of bad things about law enforcement because God has put law enforcement, like as far as justice, we need them to get justice, right? So instead of cursing them, I pray for them because we need them to be able to have the eyes to see, the knowledge to know, and the drive to do in order to get justice for these families. So that's why you don't hear me cursing them. I'll bring up what they asses did was wrong, and they know that was wrong for that. That was negligence right there. Okay, that was just plain negligence to not have somebody on the case for 2 years. But now they got a new investigator on the case. I made them give me the name. Okay. And if that investigator don't call them Friday, when I talk to them, they ain't heard from that investigator. I'm gonna call them Monday and see why they didn't call them. Yeah, Clea is the girl in Pine Bluff, Arkansas, and I absolutely believe that's where she is, baby. I believe that she is in his backyard. I absolutely do. And Pine Bluff Police Department dropped the ball on that. They never would have, if that had been a white girl, a 17-year-old white girl, they would have tore his house up. But that was a 17-year-old Black girl, and they just allowed that man to live his life. And I believe do this to other girls. That was not the first time he did that. Okay. Anyways, you guys, I enjoyed you all. Make sure you all please like, share, and subscribe. I'll be on again tomorrow. I'll be on tomorrow. I'm thinking about talking about another case tomorrow. I'm thinking about talking about another case Another case from out of Chicago. If y'all want to hear about my cases that I be looking into and all of that, because I love, bringing awareness. But I'm thinking about talking about another case. Something happened though. Oh, yeah. Baby, I think so too. I think it's more girls in his backyard. I told you, the for some reason the Pine Bluff Police Department let that man go. That man was so mad at me. They wanted that man lawyered up, and they've been scared to talk to him. That man still lives right down the street from Clea's family. I called that man. I looked up his. I looked. Okay, I did what I needed to do, and I called him. That man talked to me like I was a damn dog. But you know what? He an old arrogant, old ugly black man. But they've been allowing him. I believe that he was getting favors from some of the city officials, and it's not beneficial to them to solve the case at this point because they know her mama is gonna own the state of Arkansas. So they just decided that they're not. It's gonna take somebody strong to come in and solve that case. That man's straight ready. He a low down old ugly old man, and he in his late 60s, so he's still young enough to be out there hurting people. That man talked to me so bad, and I had to take it. I don't let people talk to me bad, but I had to take it because nobody has ever talked to him. So I could tell he felt like the audacity of me to call him and ask him some questions, and I was real nice to him. That man talked so bad to me, it was ridiculous. But I was getting conversation out of him, though. That's something ain't nobody ever been able to get. So then I'm gonna tell y'all what he did. I called him, and he said, and I said, well, you haven't told your story, and I would love to. And that man said, have you read the what? That's what he said. What? I said, he said, have you read the police report? He said, have you read the police report? He said, have you read the police report? I said, no. He said, well, you ain't even got no business calling me if you ain't read the police report. I gave us my statement. I gave a statement. He went into a rage, and he said it was Clea's mother's fault for falling asleep. Cleo worked over at his house, and her mother fell asleep because her mom would come around the corner and pick her up. He said he blamed her mother for falling asleep and leaving her, as if it was her fault for falling asleep and leaving her there for him to do whatever he did to her. Oh, that's a dirty old man. He real dirty. So I got down with him though, because I know how to get people. So he said, so when you read that police report, that's when you call me. Until then, don't you call me asking me nothing. I said, yes, sir. I said, I'm going to get that police report. I said, I sure appreciate you talking to me, though. And I got off the phone. I started making phone calls. I said, I need that police report. I need it pulled immediately. I need it. If anybody, it's a network of investigators. I said, anybody, get me that police report, and if we can get a statement, that's a supposed statement that he gave, I need it. I turned around, I got it. He still ain't said nothing. He lawyered up. He said something about she left with and his story changed with some type of peach drink. He said, see, this is the thing. He said he didn't see her leave, and then he turned around and said that he saw her leave with a peach soda. Okay. And so, anyways, I mean, so it didn't add up. So, anyways, he knew when I called him back his number. He changed his number. He called his phone company, his cell phone, and changed his cell phone number. So what I did was when I was calling, I was like, dog, It ain't been but a couple hours. I was like, dog, so his number was changed. I said, that's okay. I said, I had wait till my systems update. I'm just gonna wait till my systems update because I knew that number was gonna pop up. I kept refreshing my systems, and then that number popped up. I called him just like nothing had happened. His wife answered the phone. I said, "Yeah, may I speak with Dr. Amos?" He do his wife so bad. He was screaming at his wife. They said she is very scared of him. And so she gave him the phone. Larry, somebody on the phone for you. Now they had just changed his number that same day. I said, "Yeah, how you doing, Dr. Amos? This is Investigator Thompson." I said, "Now I know you told me to get the report." What? Because he knew he had just changed his phone number. He trying to figure out now how this bitch get my number. I act like I ain't know nothing. I said, I got the report. I got your report. I said, I started asking him about that. You said she had a peach soda, and then you said you didn't see her leave. Which was it? That man was so mad. He started screaming at his wife so bad. It was ridiculous. Nobody, I guess nobody has. So Clear's mom was like, nobody has ever challenged him. Nobody has ever challenged him. He was mad. I mean, he was real angry. It wasn't he couldn't whoop my ass. So I mean, I don't know what he was getting mad for. Because I would have put him out his miseries had he brought his old ass to Memphis. Okay, something somebody should have did a long time ago. Maybe so many girls wouldn't have went missing. Okay. But nevertheless, he went. He never talked to me again. Okay, because I told him I'd have him on the TV show. I want to give him a voice. Okay, but I guess he didn't appreciate me. Yeah, his wife knows a lot. He does not allow his wife to talk without his knowledge, or he doesn't let her talk without his knowledge. When I found his first wife, and I called her. That lady was at, ma'am. I said, ma'am, calm down. It took me all of 15, 20 minutes to get that lady calm. I don't know nothing about no girl. I don't. If it was my daughter, I would want somebody to say, I don't know, ma'am. I said, ma'am, you're not allowing me to talk. I'm not accusing you. I'm calling you to ask you some questions. That lady was so scared, it was ridiculous. That's exactly what she doing. She turned the blind eye because he beats the hell out of her. So that's the case. I've been on that case. You can't get Pine Bluff Police Department to do nothing. When I went to Pine Bluff, I talked at that time with the police chief child. He started trying to cope. And I didn't trust him. Shit. I didn't trust him one bit. Okay. Because come to find out, him and Dr. Amos go to church together. Hold on. Okay, you guys. All right. Anyways, you but anyways, y'all, that's one of the cases that I talk about. And another, like I said, the black girls in Arkansas. I don't know, God has had that in my spirit too. And the young lady from out of Chicago. Those are the three cases. This case, I think now God has had me to do what I needed to do. As far as the reason God put Howard Barnett in my spirit was because God knew that MPD had not had an investigator on this case for 2 years. And so he put it in my spirit to get this case back on track. And I believe that the MPD and the federal agents, okay, are going to, because this case probably end up being fed federal too. I think they're gonna bring it home, and hey, that's gonna be an amazing day and time for the Barnett family. Okay, I really do. But also, the black girls that went missing in the '90s in Arkansas, and a young lady who was snatched in broad daylight in Chicago. Those cases I'm bringing to you all. I've been working on them, working on getting in touch with, if I can, the ones that are still alive, the young ladies who went missing in Arkansas, their family members, and I'm going to bring them on to my show so that you all can hear these stories. Okay. Anyways, you all. So when I go missing, and y'all know that I'm back in school and stuff. So um child, yeah, I tell you, I had to I had to yeah, I guess it's just gonna be for this semester. I hope. I had to pay my own tuition. I tell you, it had my head twisted. Okay, my head was leaning over to the side. It was hurting so bad. Okay, they gonna. Anyways, Lord, I just thank you that I even had it. But oh, it's I don't want to talk about it no more. It's got my head hurting. Child, I'm gonna pass every class that. Anyways, but y'all know I'm back in school, and so with the classes that I take, I'm taking these instructors. They always want you to, it's these English classes and stuff. They always want you doing essays, and I ain't did an essay and I don't know when and all of that stuff. So just know when you, but I don't plan on being gone for 3 days anymore, child. Thank you, E baby. I was like, Lord, I ain't did an essay, and oh, Lord have mercy. Mm, mm, mm. I could deal with the essays better if I had not had to pay the damn tuition. I'm having a hard time. My neck still got a crook in it and hurting from that. Oh Lord. She said Uncle Sam made us wait 2 years to receive tuition assistance. Well, the feds do tuition reimbursement. So as long as I make a C or above, at some point they'll reimburse me. Okay. At some point. So check your TA info. It's up to 4K. You said check your TA info. It's up to 4K. Okay. TA, that's Tennessee Assistance. She said people getting food stamps got to work for them in 2026. I wonder if they'll give me some then. If they giving them to people that work, I wonder if I can give me if they'll give me some food stamps because I y'all know it's some people that say that they shame to spend food stamps. If you got to work for food stamps in 2026, hell, maybe I can give me some. The grocery bills be killing me. I went into the grocery store today and just picked up a few little things. I did not buy I ain't buy no meat. No meat at all. I got me some Lipton onion soup. I got me some apples and some plums and some spicy beef broth, some celery, and some cheese. And I got me some sweet tea mixed with lemonade and some heavy whipping cream. And it was $73. I could not believe it. I want me some food stamps. Okay. Yeah, food is real high. I'm tired of paying for food. Shoot. I want me some food stamps. And don't y'all know that they giving some of these, don't y'all know these, like these young boys and stuff is getting Section 8. Young, 20, 21 years old, got nice, beautiful homes, ain't never damn worked. I said, I thought you had to have kids to get Section 8. They giving Section 8 to anybody that qualify. And I have to pay all this. I said, Lord have mercy. That's the reason why the back of my head hurting. I'm thinking about it, and the back of my head was already hurting from paying that tuition. Now it's really hurting. I get to thinking about this. She says, I'm trying to move out of New York City. Somebody said, I need to give me a sugar daddy. I'll pass on the sugar daddy. I'll pass. Because I don't. E-Baby says, I'm trying to move out of New York City. It's too damn hot. Yeah, New York City is very expensive. It is. It's very expensive. I love vacation. What part of New York are you from, E-Baby? I love staying a week in New York. It's like I can never get enough. I remember the last time I was there, we went to what was the name of that place? We had coffee. It was a movie that was made there. That little shop. It was so nice. Um they did a movie at that shop. And it's right on the tip of my tongue. No income. Are you in Harlem? We hung out in Harlem. I like Harlem. The only thing I didn't like about Harlem is it have too many people. You can't hardly walk because everybody on the sidewalk set up selling something. Like wow, it's so congested. But I like it though. I like Harlem. The food is good. We was over there by the Apollo. I'm telling you, cooking. I'm telling you. I was there. One of my friends named Kia, she liked to go to Harlem to get like the knockoff brand perfume. And I was like, dog, Kia, And she was paying like $40 for the perfume. I said, "What? Why would you pay $40 for some knockoff brand perfume? And when you could put another 20 with it and get the real thing." I started because a lot of people get that. I started smelling that perfume. I could smell the difference. I was like, because I was when she first said it, she was like, "We racked up the last time and it smelled just like the perfume that's in the Macy's and Dillard's." I was like, "Really?" So when I got that, I started smelling that perfume. I said, "Well, my favorite perfume," I said, I could smell it. It's the chemistry is different. I'm not gonna pay $40, $50 for no knockoff brand when I can go get the real thing for that on sale and or put another 10 with it and go up in Macy's and get it. Is the Apollo still open? I mean, it's a lot of black people. I'm gonna tell you something. Even though I ain't buy that perfume, like they were selling earrings and all of that, I still was stopping at the stand supporting everybody. If they had something that I could do something with, I was like, well, I'll support them. They were selling they be sell, they hustles out there. It ain't nothing wrong with that. They hustles. Oh, she said it's brand new in the Apollo. I didn't know Ohio was that close to New York. So you saying that Cleveland is like an hour to an hour and a half from New York? I didn't know that. Now, when I go back to New York, I'm gonna take a ride. I'm gonna get in the boat and take the where the tourists go and ride up there to the Statue of Liberty on the boat. But I love New York. It's so eclectic. You get a lot of authentic food, like because it's a lot of mom and pop restaurants. So if it's Cuban, Italian, all of that, except for soul food, you get the best soul food in the South. But like the Italian, because I love Italian food, the Cuban, the Hispanic, all of that is like or it's owned by they're owned by like Italians and Hispanics, and so they have authentic food like that. The restaurants are really small though. I don't like that. The restaurants are small. We went to the Olive Garden and we was upstairs because at the Olive Garden it has like 3 floors. And we was upstairs. I loved it. We was like right across from the chocolate factory. Anyways, you guys, I enjoyed you all being on here. Make sure you all please like, share, and subscribe. Okay. Listen, I appreciate everyone for getting on. Shout out to Miss Barnett, Miss Betty Barnett, for coming on today and talking about her son, Howard Barnett. Like I said, we had an update. They did assign a new investigator to the case. And he had said to me today the lieutenant says that investigator is going to call the Barnett family, giving them an update, reviewing the case with them, giving them an update. They should have, hey, now since the train is back on the track, the investigator will be in contact with the Barnett family on a regular, and hopefully my prayer is that they get out there and do what they need to do so that they can get this case solved. Okay. Listen, you all, I've enjoyed being on here with you all. I love you all. It has been an absolute pleasure. I'll talk with you all tomorrow. Have a good night, you guys. And don't forget. Oh, let me say this prayer before I get off. Dear God, I just thank you for everyone that was on this live. I pray that you protect each and every one of us that got on this live with good intentions. No weapon formed against any of us shall prosper. Anything, any lying tongue, any evil thoughts that rises up against us will be condemned. Any evil eyes, any evil thoughts, any evil spells that was spoken out against any of us that have good intentions, we reverse every curse and send it back to the sender, and may it manifest in their very own lives in less than 90 days. I love you all very much. You all have a good night.